Good morning, this is Atrit Sharma and you are watching Chitkara News. Let's begin today's bulletin with headlines. Centre's DAY NULM rosier on paper. Chandigarh administration fails to move the poor into night shelters. "34 people caught and challaned for drink and driving in Chandigarh." Child beggars, a huge part of child trafficking in Chandigarh. Low conviction rate continues. Chandigarh vending zones becoming places of solace for vendors despite concerns and issues. Chandigarh administration sagged the entries of private buses in Punjab. Now news in detail. Municipal Corporation Chandigarh, within the guidelines of the centre government's DAY NULM component SUH, that is Shelter for Urban Homeless Mission, has set up a total of 12 Rain Baseras or night shelters in the city in different sectors. Of these 12, 10 are temporary and will be functional only from December to February 28, which is the peak of a frigid winter season in North India, and the remaining 2 are permanent. However, those most in need of these shelters are still seen sleeping on roads as the administration has failed to spread awareness.
The chilly cold winters of northern India have returned, and how. But despite the Chandigarh administration and municipal corporation having opened more than a dozen Rain Baseras or night shelters, the poor and the destitute still struggle to find a roof over their heads and a safe space to rest at night. The Chandigarh Municipal Corporation has taken up the gauntlet to provide shelter to urban poor households and homeless in Chandigarh during the chilly winters that the city witnesses, especially in the months from December to February. The night shelters or Rain Baseras are a foolproof system to assure a roof over the heads of those who have no place to stay and no home to call their own. For a stay in the night shelter, it is must for the occupants to carry an authentic government ID proof. We also maintain records of the same that go through frequent inspections by the authorities. Rain Baseras are a part of SUH scheme, that is Shelter for Urban Homeless, which is a subcategory or component of DAY NULM. This is a Government of India mission, that is an abbreviation for Dayanand Antyodaya Yojana, National Urban Livelihoods Mission, which is aimed at reducing poverty and vulnerability of the urban poor by enabling self-employment and skilled wage employment opportunities. The mission is also aimed at providing permanent shelter to the urban homeless. Homeless here is a term used for people who don't have their own home or even a rented one. We don't tolerate any misbehavior in the shelter. Yes, drunkards do come often for a place, but we don't let them in at all because we are responsible for everyone's safety. These shelters are divided into 2, temporary and permanent. Chandigarh currently has 10 temporary night shelters that will be functioning only during the peak winter season, that is from December to February, and only 2 permanent shelters in Sector 17, which is supervised and managed by Red Cross Society, and 1 in Sector 26. The central government has listed down numerous facilities that must be included in each shelter set up under this mission. These facilities include water arrangements, adequate bathing and toilet facilities, fire protection measures, regular cleaning of blankets, personal lockers, common recreation space. The temporary rain baseras were missing out on most of these facilities. Our shelter is one out of the only two permanent shelters in Chandigarh and is managed by Red Cross Society under the central government. It is a paid facility, but the rates are minimal. Rain baseras were started specifically for the poor and the homeless. But it seems that the administration has been at a complete loss in moving them from the roadside. The winter season has just begun and the temperature has already seen a dip, and they still remain unaware of such shelters' existence. The administration sure has made efforts, but done little to nothing in spreading awareness of their existence. We can't make every person aware by knocking their door, but we are trying our best to do what we can. Making the shelters in the busiest sectors of Chandigarh puts them in a spot that cannot be missed by anyone in need. However, no one without a government ID proof can stay in the night shelters. The government has done enough to facilitate the poor to get their Aadhaar cards and bank accounts, so anyone still not having an ID proof is responsible himself. Rain baseras, also known as night shelters, are a part of bigger initiative or mission by the Government of India, that is DAY-NULM, which stands for Dayananda Antyodaya Yojana, National Urban Livelihood Mission. The ulterior motive of this mission is to reduce poverty and the vulnerability of urban poor households, side by side providing them with shelter, which has essential services as well. However, it must be noted that a mere initiative is no solution to the problem of poverty and increasing their standard of living, as the very people that the mission caters to seem unbothered and dispassionate about the efforts made by the government. All the efforts that are made by the Government of India are in vain unless they take up the challenge to educate and spread awareness amongst those chained by the vicious circle of poverty. This is Muskan Sharma reporting for Chitkara News with camera person Atrit Sharma.
Let's talk to our correspondent for more details. Sohana, can you hear us?
Yes, Atrit, I'm able to hear you.
Sohana, help our viewers understand more about what the central government's DAY-NULM is.
Well, if we talk about the scheme, this has been under Dayanand Antyodaya Yojana, and it is to provide shelters to the people around.
What facilities are listed to be included in these baseras by the center, and how many of those do you see to be applied in Chandigarh? Sohana?
These facilities include drinking facilities, it includes electricity, clean blankets, bathing facilities to the people around, to the people who come to seek help through these baseras. However, temporary baseras or the shelters are still to be provided. Permanent baseras or permanent houses have already provided these facilities to a lot of people around. Atrit.
Sohana, what is the funding strategy? Is it a state government thing or the central government thing? Sohana?
The funding strategy, it includes 60% of the funds by the central government and 40% has been sponsored by the state government. If any Rain Basera is then the whole amount goes to the central government itself. The 100% amount goes to the central government itself. Atrij.
Thank you so much, Sohana, for the details. The practice of issuing drinking driving challans at specific nakas was stopped due to the pandemic in July 2020. The UT administrator issued the instructions keeping in view how the virus may spread through alcohol sensors.
Chandigarh Traffic Police has resumed issuing drinking driving challans on December 9 after the gap of 2.5 years. Traffic Police has not issued a single drinking driving challan between 2020 and December 2022. On December 9, 13 motorist challan were issued and 21 motorist challan were issued on December 10th. The main reason to resume driving challans is rash driving during the night time.
क्योंकि कोरोना आ गया था तो कोरोना में जो हमारा लूपहोल सेंसर है उसमें पाइप की होती है, तो उसमें हमें भी खतरा है कि हमें भी कोरोना हो जाएगा, मुलाजमान भी कोरोना हो जाएगा। प्लस कोरोना जड़ा है वो ही जड़े जिन्हें चेक करांगे उन्होंने हो सकता सीगा जी कोरोना की इन्फेक्शन सी वो ना फैले अगे, इसलिए उदों ड्रिंक एंड ड्राइव के नाके से ये बंद किए गए। तो हुण इस करके हुण कोरोना की इन्फेक्शन काफ़ी मतलब हद तक ठीक हो गई है, तो हुण इस करके दोबारा नाके शुरू हो गए ड्रिंक एंड ड्राइव के, ताकि रात में जोड़े लोग दारू पी के गड्डी चलाते हैं वो ना चलाउण, और जे चलाउणगे तो साडे नाके ते फड़े जाणगे।
The practice of issuing drinking driving challans at specific nakas was stopped due to the pandemic in July 2020 because virus may spread through alcohol sensors. If a person was caught for drinking driving, they were challaned by the general police. The challaned vehicle were also impounded. Drinking driving challans have the provision of license being suspended for 3 months and fine of about 10,000 rupees.
2021 ਦੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਸਾਲ ਵਾਲੇ ਦਿਨ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਟ੍ਰੈਫਿਕ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੇ ਨਾਕੇ ਲਾਏ ਸਨ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਹਰ ਸੈਕਟਰ 'ਚ, ਤੇ ਜਿਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਇੱਕ ਵੀ ਡਰਿੰਕ ਐਂਡ ਡਰਾਈਵ ਦਾ ਕੇਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ। ਤੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਦੀ ਜਨਤਾ 'ਚ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਟ੍ਰੈਫਿਕ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਡਰ ਸੀਗਾ, ਪਰ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਹੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਰਿਅਲਾਈਜ਼ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਿ ਕੋਵਿਡ ਕਰਕੇ ਟ੍ਰੈਫਿਕ ਵਾਲੇ ਹਰ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਖੜੇ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਤੇ ਚਲਾਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੱਟ ਰਹੇ, ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਡਰਿੰਕ ਐਂਡ ਡਰਾਈਵ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀ। ਨਾ ਹੀ ਡਰਿੰਕ ਐਂਡ ਡਰਾਈਵ ਬਲਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਰਾਤ 'ਚ ਰੈਸ਼ ਡਰਾਈਵਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਕੇਸਿਸ ਵੀ ਆਉਣੇ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਸਨ। ਇਹਦੇ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਟ੍ਰੈਫਿਕ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੇ ਵਾਪਸ ਡਰਿੰਕ ਐਂਡ ਡਰਾਈਵ ਚਲਾਨ ਕੱਟਣੇ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਸਨ। ਤੇ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਹਫਤੇ ਹੀ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਟ੍ਰੈਫਿਕ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੇ 4 ਚੈੱਕ ਪੋਸਟਾਂ ਅੱਡ-ਅੱਡ ਥਾਵਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ 'ਚ ਲਾਈਆਂ ਸਨ, ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ 13 ਬੰਦੇ ਡਰਿੰਕ ਐਂਡ ਡਰਾਈਵ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਬੁੱਕ ਕੀਤੇ ਸਨ ਤੇ ਨਾਲੇ 8 ਵਹੀਕਲ ਇੰਪਾਊਂਡ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸਨ।
Chandigarh Traffic Police resumed drinking driving challans after 2 years. Drinking driving challans have a provision of suspending license for 3 months and imposing a fine of ₹10,000 rupees. If a person was caught during drinking driving challan, they were challaned by general police, and the general police has the power to impound the vehicle also. Now the question is, how much effect does the Chandigarh Traffic Police bringing in getting on back track and punishing the violators? With camera person Suhana, this is me, Aditi Barthwa.
We have our reporter Aditi connected with us. Aditi, can you hear us? Aditi, can you hear us? Due to some technical issues, we can't connect to Aditi. Let's move to the next news. Despite the efforts of Anti-Human Trafficking Unit, Chandigarh, to rescue children involved in begging and labor, the number of children on street does not seem to decrease. Since 2015, under Operation Muskan, 97 missing children have been reunited with their families. However, Chandigarh police is yet to trace 37 missing children from 2020. Most of these children are trafficked from other states on the pretext of better avenues.
While low trafficking conviction rate continues in Chandigarh, Chandigarh administration and Department of Social Welfare are regularly conducting rescue drives to identify and rescue missing children engaged in begging and selling articles. These drives are being conducted under the Operation Muskan, initiated by the Ministry of Home Affairs. According to a report by National Crime Records Bureau, Chandigarh reported zero conviction rate in 2021. Most children are trafficked from other states on the pretext of better livelihood options. Parents of these children are either misled or lured due to their poor socio-economic condition, which eventually compel them to send or sell their children. These children are further indulged in commercial sexual exploitation, forced labor and begging. In Chandigarh, begging rackets are a huge part of child trafficking.
What is happening is ये बच्चे उत्तर प्रदेश, बिहार जैसे मार्जिनलाइज्ड एरिया से लाकर यहाँ चंडीगढ़ में छोड़ दिए जाते हैं भीख मांगने के लिए for which a meager amount is paid to their parents कि आपका बच्चा हम लेकर जा रहे हैं, और उन्हें ये कहा जाता है, जो मैंने केसेस में देखा है, उन्हें ये कहा जाता है कि वील टेक योर किड्स टू बेटर एवेन्यूज़, कि आपका बच्चा वहाँ पढ़ पाएगा, आपके बच्चे को प्रॉपर सिक्योरिटी मिलेगी, सेफ फूड होगा. बट what they are made to do is they are made to beg over here. And the sadder part about it is that a lot of kids are amputated for it.
From 2015 to 2021, the Anti-Human Trafficking Unit of Chandigarh rescued a total of 214 missing children from begging and labor, out of which 97 children have been reunited with their families. Most of these children were rescued from bus stands, markets of different sectors of Chandigarh. However, a very little has been done to stop the child begging rackets. According to a report by National Human Rights Commission, 40,000 children are abducted each year in India, leaving 11,000 untraced. Within the overall profile of trafficking in South Asia, India is a country of both transit and destination.
Child begging is already a major concern for the Chandigarh administration. In the Chandigarh Child Rights Commission also takes various steps at the stages, like where they are begging at the street lights, at the traffic lights or a roundabout, and they are taking various steps like eradicating the child begging awareness. And there are a provision under the Juvenile Acts and the POCSO Act, where the state government, with the consultation of the Child Rights Commissions and the Human Rights Commissions, they are taking various steps like to educate them and aware them about the child rights and provide them a shelter after they have been rescued from this child trafficking thing.
अभी हम लोग यहाँ वहाँ तमाम घूमते रहते हैं. छोटे छोटे बच्चे ठंडी में नंगे पांव घूमते हैं, बेचारे भीख मांगते रहते हैं. उनको देख के बहुत तरस भी आता है, और उनसे कहीं ना कहीं इसके पीछे बहुत सारी साजिश होती है. लोग अपने लालच के चक्कर में बच्चों को बीमार करते हैं, मारते पीटते हैं, उनसे भीख मंगवाते हैं.
In 2021, 98% of the rescued victims accounted for internal trafficking. As per the report by National Crime Records Bureau, in 2021, a total of 6,533 people were reported to be the victims of human trafficking, including 2,877 children, amounting for 44%. Over the last 3 years, 3 states have reported most cases of human trafficking: Maharashtra, Telangana, and Assam. In the year 2021, Odisha topped the list with most victims of child trafficking, with 497 victims, followed by Rajasthan, Bihar, Telangana, and Assam. While the Anti-Human Trafficking Unit Chandigarh has been taking effective measures to rescue children from child trafficking, child begging rackets remain a huge issue in Chandigarh. Unable to trace these rackets, children keep coming back to the streets of the Tri-City and conviction rate remains low. Only rescue operations may not be enough to put a stop to this heinous crime. With camera person Riddhi, Deepshikha, Chitkara News.
Let's talk to our correspondent Aviral for more details. Aviral, can you hear us?
Yes, Atrij, I can hear you.
Aviral, why child begging rackets remain a huge part of trafficking in Chandigarh? Aviral?
Atrij, so the main reason why child trafficking is becoming a major reason is because Chandigarh is not a very big industrial city where people can labor and can be used as a source of making money. In all these aspects, people have been trying to gain more and more methods of earning money. So these children are being used as a source and being used as a source of extorting money from the people outside in the outside world. Majority of them were being brought as very healthy people, but now majority of them have handicapped parts of their body through which they are gaining sympathy and are trying to earn money through begging and other sorts of. Atrich.
Aviral, tell us more about Operation Muskan and how does it help the child trafficking victims? Aviral?
Atrij, so basically Operation Muskan, it was the operation which was initiated by the Ministry of Home Affairs in the year 2011. this operation came into initiative and into execution when there were a lot of cases that were being reported that children, mainly from the tribal and from the backward areas, were being kidnapped or were being manipulated and taken into big cities where they were being used as to extort the money. So this operation was initiated to rescue those people so that they could be provided basic food and can be then showed the path to a better life in their future, so that could also result in the better growth of the country. Atrich.
Aviral, why the number of children on the streets are increasing and what does the administration plan to do better? Aviral?
So basically, the number one reason why cases are being increased day by day is because the people are not very aware in the that how things are different in big cities. People out there will be are known to be manipulating children's parents and their relatives, that they would be taking into their bigger cities and they would be providing them sufficient source of income and some basic facilities through which they can provide something good for them. Majority of the parents have been sending, little do they know is that when they the cities, the reality is something different. Administration from their part has been trying its best, and as we all can know that there are number of issues, since there are very stringent laws regarding to prostitution and moreover child prostitution. This is the only method that they have been resorting to. Chandigarh administration and police have been very active at the nights, and they have been ultimately trying to put a full stop to it, but there are always some loopholes that are left undiscovered, for which normal citizens are also to be blamed, because we as a citizens are also not taking any actions that is visible us to the naked eye, and always ignoring all the reality that is being showed us at the ground level. Atrich.
Thank you so much, Aviral. Around 11,000 vendors are registered with Chandigarh Municipal Corporation, and they have made sure to provide them with vending zones. Earlier, these vendors used to put their stalls roadside, but after launching the Support Urban Vendors initiative under the DAY-NULM scheme, authorities constructed 48 vending zones in busy sectors of Chandigarh. However, both parties have a set of complaints like there is no sanitation and water provision, whereas authorities complain that vendors do not pay their rent on time. Street vendors constitute an important segment at the bottom of pyramid of informal economy in cities. Keeping street vendors in mind, government launched an initiative Support Urban Vendors under DAY-NULM, which puts out strategies and guidelines to help them as well as providing them vending spaces. Chandigarh authorities have always assisted people who have been part of social mobilization. People from small towns and villages have moved to Chandigarh seeking jobs. Many of them include street vendors. Today, approximately 11,000 are registered with Municipal Corporation as street vendors. Earlier, they used to put stalls roadside, but now vending zones are constructed by the government where they have allotted spots as well as license. I used to put stall in front of Classic 44 Bakery of Sector 44. Then Chandigarh authorities did a survey where they asked for Aadhaar card of Chandigarh, challan and other papers. After submitting all the documents, only then I was issued my license. There are 48 vending zones in all in the city which are maintained by the municipal corporation. Vendors have found solace since these places provide them with space spot without any insecurity of getting removed from their places. They have been issued license as well as people with disabilities are given concessions on the rents. But over the period there have been some issues that are being faced by vendors, like there is no water provision as well as there are temporary roofs on their heads. Vendors do not face any problems as such in the vending zones because now we have proper license and documents as well as space allotted to us, but still there are some issues which can be resolved. like provision of drinking water or proper sanitation areas, as well as giving us permanent roofs over our heads. According to municipal corporation, they are holding constant meetings to resolve any concerns or issues that are being faced by vendors in vending zones. However, very few vendors are paying rents on time, as well as there are some people who put their spaces on high rents and lend it to other people. The kind of cases you are talking about, found culprits either pay high penalties or their license gets barred by municipal corporation. Talking about provisions and facilities like water and roof over their heads, this initiative's motive was to provide space to vendors. But now, with new concerns and issues, they will be handled pragmatically. And constant meetings are being conducted by authorities of Chandigarh to resolve all the problems of these street vendors. There has been a huge influx of people in Chandigarh from all across the country seeking employment as well as getting attracted by the kind of lifestyle city provides. Chandigarh authorities have left no stones unturned in providing them with all the facilities. Talking about street vendors, they are provided with vending zones. Some street vendors are happy with the same, as well as some are facing issues like there is no roof on their heads or they think that rents are high. Chandigarh government complains that only 35% are paying rents on time. Both the parties should come together to seek a solution for the same. This is Atresh Sharma reporting for Chitkara News with camera person Muskan Sharma. We have our correspondent Vitasta connected with us for more details. Vitasta, can you hear us?
Yes, Atrej.
Vitasta, is there enough space for every vendor in vending zones? Vitasta?
As far as the vending places are concerned, the all the vendors who are on the footpath. Actually, the basic reason behind this whole issue is the space issue. What they are not getting spaces, they are not getting proper where they can put their materials, where they can put their stuff on, which is a very big major issue. And this whole issue is coming up in a very wrong way in the Chandigarh UT Atrej.
Vitasta, what new steps Chandigarh administration is taking for the concerns and the issues? Vitasta? Vitasta, can you hear us?
Pardon, Atif, hear your question.
Vitasta, my question is, what administration of Chandigarh, what steps they are taking in like regarding concerns as well as the issues?
So basically, what they are actually making plans. They are making actually plans regarding the whole issue. They are making road maps for the vendors through which they can apply for the registration forms in a very legal manner in the UT administration. And and is also about the cold weather what is going on in the UT right now. They are more concerned about the more as well. So the municipal corporation of Chandigarh, Chandigarh administration, they are taking care of the hygiene process and the whole area sanitized as well.
Vitasta, when will be next survey happening for the new vendors? Vitasta?
Atraj, as per the administration, what the administration has directed to the municipal corporation of Chandigarh, have stated that in just 5% coming on board with each other and going to organize a big seminar on this, and they are going to plan the whole issue in a very broad perspective, and hopefully the survey will eventually help them to get over all the places in a very positive way to get rid out of this main issue in the Chandigarh UT administration. Atraj.
Thank you so much, Vitasta. Chandigarh administration decided with immediate effect that any private buses of Punjab will not be allowed to pick up passengers, and neither is allowed in bus stands until further notice. It came into proposition when there were numerous reports of monopoly and exceptional demand for high fares were being reported. Inclusion to this entry of public buses in Delhi airport has always been a concern for which the administration is trying to step up and resolve the whole thing.
According to MRTP Act 1961, FTC Federal Trade Commission ensures that monopoly doesn't take place that would trouble the citizens. Same measures have been taken to put a full stop to stop the monopoly.
Recently, Chandigarh administration has came on to a conclusion that private buses of Punjab will not be allowed to pick up the passengers from Chandigarh itself. This was came into the picture once there have been ample amount of complaints that there has been a strict monopoly that is being carried out by the players of Punjab. The buses of government were not being allowed to enter into Delhi airport, and hence passengers had to pay a lot of rent for the same. So now we have reached up to the bus stand of Chandigarh, and we'll be asking people that what do they think about it, and we'll also be interacting with the officials knowing that what was their actual intention behind making this.
Particular pillars were being allotted for the private buses, and it's been more than 2 days that the buses are not allowed to enter and the spaces have been completely empty. There has been a huge rush amongst the counters, and buses are filled with complete truckers where people are finding it difficult to adjust with the limiting seating capacity.
ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਬੱਸਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਐਂਟਰੀ ਬੰਦ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਸਹੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਂ ਗਲਤ ਕੀਤਾ ਜੀ?
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਸਹੀ ਹੈ ਸਰ ਜੀ, ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਸਹੀ। ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਬੱਸਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਓਬਵੀਅਸਲੀ ਇਹ ਖਰਾਬ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੈਸੇਂਜਰ ਦੂਰ ਤੋਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ, ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਰੇਟ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਨਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰਲੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਟਾਪ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਾਉਂਦੇ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਕੇਅਰਲੈਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਨਾਲ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤੇ ਜੇਕਰ ਇਹ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦਾ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਅਧਾਰਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੰਦ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਦੇ, ਜਿੰਨਾ ਕੋ ਤਾਂ
go anywhere without any restriction, so that this is India, not only Punjab or Haryana. We live in whole India, so restricting any bus in any area is not a good decision. It can be done. If anything else related to this is an issue, it can be restricted in any. It can be improved by any other methods also. This is not the way to.
We stumbled upon and had a word with one of the officials of
गवर्नमेंट का वैसा एक्सेस नहीं है जैसा इनका, और ये काफ़ी ज़्यादा, अगर मान लो ये 1500 रुपये पर सवारी ले रहे हैं एक साइड का, तो हम ये अप डाउन भी दे सकते हैं इतने में। प्राइवेट बस में बैठ के तो वैसे भी लोग परेशान होते हैं, रास्ते में कितने आप कभी बैठ के देखिए, मेरे को नहीं लगता आप कभी बैठे हैं। इनको पहली बात तो जब तक बस नहीं भरेगी टिकट काट के बिठा देंगे लोगों को पौना पौना घंटा। जो लोग बसों में सफ़र करते हैं ना, वो समझ के मतलब अपना प्राइवेट को छोड़ के सरकारी चढ़ते हैं, बिकॉज ये शटल सर्विस की तरह चलती है। प्राइवेट को तो अगर सवारी पूरी नहीं हो रही, यहाँ से लुधियाना रूट पे चले जाओ तो मरिंडा खड़ी कर देंगे 20-20 मिनट।
With the officials and with the citizens who have been traveling daily by either by the private or by the public transport, people have kind of mixed opinions on this decision taken by the administration. Citizens somehow, some believe that this is a very great step that is being taken to end the monopoly and the rules that has been created by the government of India, whereas some believe that this is a complete democracy and we shouldn't be dividing our country on the basis of states, and people should be allowed to do business in any part of the country. Whereas the officials said that all of this step is being taken to stop the monopoly that is being created by the private players and to ensure that the proper protocol is being followed into the country. Now, what we have to look forward is the people who have been facing such kind of troubles, will they be able to move with that, or will they have to suffer like that in the long term also? With camera person Lakshay, Aviral for Chitkara News.
Let's talk to our correspondent Aditi for more details. Aditi, can you hear us?
Yes, Satish, I can hear you.
Aditi, what exactly is monopoly trade policy and how that did take place for all this while? Aditi?
So, Atrij, for that, the thing is, earlier the private buses owner used to increase and decrease the price according to their choices, and the travelers, due to the situation, they were forced to pay the money that were decided by the private bus owners. But the government bus owners has different price, and this thing is all about monopoly policy. Atrij.
Aditi, how is the government planning to tackle the issues that the general public would face regarding high rush on the bus? Aditi?
So, Atresh, for that, the government is doing, they are introducing new Volvo buses that will take the travelers to there. And for airport also, the new Volvo buses will be introduced so that in one, the price which we only one way was traveled, now the two-way travel will be in that price only, Atresh.
Aditi, can we expect any increase in the minimum fares, and what would be the future scenario from bus stand passengers pickup? Aditi? Aditi, can you hear us?
Okay, Atrish, for that, I think some the stops which are now allotted to the bus will be allotted to the bus will be same as the government buses. But for that airport route, the money has to be yet decided, and for further notification will be looking government, Atrish.
Thank you so much, Aditi, for the details. The Punjab state of the country has been going through an alarming rate of road accidents in the country. The state has been going through increased accidents despite strict rules and regulations. Ludhiana and Amritsar record the highest number of road accidents.
With over 27 million inhabitants, Punjab is the 16th largest Indian state by population, comprising 23 districts. All the cities and towns of Punjab are connected by 4-lane national highways. Amritsar and Ludhiana are among several Indian cities that have the highest road accidents in India. A total of 4,725 people died in different road accidents. On an average, 13 people lost their lives daily in various road accidents in
ਦੇਖੋ ਜੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਸਟੈਪ ਲੈ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਾਨਯੋਗ ਮੁੱਖ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੈਲਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਦਾਰੂ ਪੀ ਕੇ ਨਿਕਲਦੇ ਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਸੇ ਬਾਅਦ 'ਚ ਭੰਗੜਾ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਦਾਰੂ ਪੀਂਦੇ ਆ ਔਰ ਫਿਰ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਗੱਡੀਆਂ ਚਲਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਨਿਕਲਦੇ ਆ ਬਾਹਰ ਤੇ ਗੱਡੀ ਚਲਾ ਕੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਜਾਣਗੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹ ਡਰਿੰਕ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਉਹ ਕਿਤੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਐਕਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਮਰਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰਾਹ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਰਾਹੀ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਮਾਰਦੇ ਆ
Driving without seat belt is rupees 1,000. That means subsequent challans. This accounts to nonchalant traffic rules and regulation system in Punjab. More about it, we approached the traffic police.
ऐसा है जो ये हमारे स्कूल हैं, ऑटोज वगैरह, टैक्सी स्टैंड, इनमें जाकर हमारी एजुकेशन की टीम और मेरी तरफ से और मेरी टीम की तरफ से सेमिनार लगाए जाते हैं जिनसे हम इनको ट्रैफिक नियमों के बारे में जानकारी देते हैं.
Despite having strict challans and strict monetary punishments, there is no decrease in the number of road accidents in the Punjab region. People have been equally negligent and they have been equally ignoring the rules. Even if they follow the traffic rules, that is only out of the fear of monetary punishments and not for their own safety. People must understand that they have a family waiting for them and they have their own people who love them. Well, the administration has been taking effective steps and it has a lot more to do. The question is, how far can the administration go and how successful it can be in treating this anomaly. To know more about the situation and for more updates, keep watching Chitkara News with me Suhana and camera person Aditi.
The Lalit Kala Academy has organized one of India's first shadow abstract art. It is a combination of Indian and South Korean artists who have come together to express the illusions via shadow and has termed the whole installation as the post-COVID dilemma of mind and soul.
The area of horizon is an art, which is an amalgamation of creativity of an artist. Today, we are here to experience and explore the amalgamation of art, which is of Indian and Korean artists coming together in Lalit Kala Academy, Chandigarh.
Usually, the abstract art is termed as unique and New Florence in nature. But the art of shadow, with iniquitants of world-class illusions, are completely rare in the town. Chandigarh Lalit Kala Academy initiated the inaugurational ceremony of the great art and design amalgamation of Korean and Indian visual arts. As defined in the area of work, the art shows the amalgamation of trousseau and Sputnik strings of ancient shadow visuals. Chandigarh UT has taken the right of exhibition from the Korean embassy, plus has made sure to profess and promote illusion shadow art in the Tri-City area.
So this is actually the installation art. Okay. So this is the collaboration in between Indian and Korean side, India and Korea, and this whole project is called Heterotopia. So Heterotopia introduced by the curator Kimi, who is initiator of the whole project, and this exhibition is divided in two parts, one in Korea and one in India. Okay, so this is the Indian section, and the Korean section we exhibited 3 video. Okay, so this particular installation art I titled the Bodham, which is the I take from the Buddhist philosophy.
The Lalit Kala Academy has produced own framework of shadow art in the collaboration with Chitkara University as well. Chitkara University has given a thumbs up to the collaboration and now has even capitalized on 50,000 rupees INR in the creation of distinct new shadow art in the city beautiful. The art of Linda Woods got the appreciation to its full extent. The audience had an immaculate experience in the new style of artwork in the city.
Installation art is the like in India is not new, not now, but I think in Chandigarh it's a very new perception concept also. There is few people are working, but not working in this scale or this way.
Abstract art in a very serene way in the Lalit Kala Academy. It was the very first initiative taken by the Indian side embassy where the rights were taken from the UT administration of Chandigarh. We saw a lot of shadow abstract art which was created by the Indian and Korean artists. And we got really nice insights about the artistic world of our country. With camera person Diksha, I, Vitasta Kaul for Chitkara News.
The decision of NHAI to overhaul the Zirakpur flyover was false and bogus. There is abundance of garbage, defecation, and stray cattle pond. Migrant workers from Uttar Pradesh have created temporary settlements, but the authorities have turned a blind eye towards it.
NHAI ने जुलाई 2022 में ज़ीरकपुर फ्लाईओवर के नीचे के हिस्से को साफ करने का फैसला लिया था, जिसमें फ्लाईओवर के नीचे रेलिंग लगाना, पिलर पर पेंटिंग्स, ज़मीन पर घास लगाना और प्रॉपर रेनोवेशन करना भी शामिल था, पर अब तक कोई भी कदम नहीं उठाया गया है। ज़ीरकपुर फ्लाईओवर की लंबाई 2.7 किलोमीटर है, जो पंचकुला से भी जुड़ता है। हाल ही में एमसी ऑफिस ने 24 सुलभ शौचालय अप्रूव किए थे, पर उनका भी काम दूर दूर तक होता नहीं दिख रहा है। इस सौंदर्यीकरण के लिए कुल 3 करोड़ रुपए NHAI द्वारा सैंक्शन हुए थे, पर वो किधर गए ये किसी को भी नहीं पता। बल्कि हालात बद से बदतर होते जा रहे हैं, गंदगी और बढ़ते जा रही है। रोजगार की खोज में आए मजदूरों ने इसे ही अपना घर बना लिया है। ये लोग अपने परिवार के साथ इधर ही रहने लग गए हैं। फ्लाईओवर इनके सर पे छत तो दे रहा है, लेकिन इन्हें सुरक्षा नहीं दे रहा। इनके साथ बच्चे भी हैं जिनका हाईवे के इतने पास ऐसा घूमना खतरे से खाली नहीं है। आए दिन एक्सीडेंट हो रहे हैं, पर पुलिस और एमसी ऑफिस कुछ नहीं कर रहा। इन सब के चलते लोगों को भी काफ़ी दिक्कतों का सामना करना पड़ रहा है।
दिक्कत तो वही है कि साफ़ सफाई नहीं रखते, इसमें यहीं पे मतलब वॉशरूम कर देते हैं, यहीं पे टॉयलेट कर देते हैं, यहीं पे लैट्रिन वगैरह सब कर देते हैं, तो साफ़ सफाई की दिक्कत होती है, तो गंदगी भी फैल जाती है
कि उनका सारा सामान और अनहाइजीनिक एनवायरनमेंट हो जाता है। चंडीगढ़ जैसी अगर आप जगह की बात करते हैं या फिर ट्राई सिटी में ही अगर आप बात करते हैं तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम आ जाती है मेंटेन करने में रोड्स। और आई थिंक उनका जो वेस्ट होता है और जो वॉशरूम वगैरह यूज़ करते हैं, मुझे नहीं लगता वो जाते होंगे। तो
बच्चे वहाँ पे रेगुलरली घूमते रहते हैं, उनका भी काफ़ी एक्सीडेंट्स होने का खतरा बढ़ चुका है, जो काफ़ी हद तक ठीक नहीं है और हमें भी एट द सेम टाइम बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स फेस करनी पड़ रही हैं। तो
जो लोग हाईवे के आसपास रहते हैं उनकी वजह से बहुत दिक्कतें आ रही हैं, जैसे कि वो जब ट्रैफिक लाइट्स रेड होती हैं तो एकदम से गाड़ियों के सामने आ जाते हैं, जिसकी वजह से एक्सीडेंट हो सकते हैं।
एक तरफ बच्चे तो दूसरी तरफ गायें। एनिमल हस्बेंड्री डिपार्टमेंट के डाटा के हिसाब से पंजाब में 1 लाख से ज़्यादा आवारा पशु घूम रहे हैं, जो पंजाब के रोड हादसों को बढ़ावा दे रहे हैं। हाल ही में आए डाटा के हिसाब से इन आवारा पशुओं की वजह से कुल 537 एक्सीडेंट हुए हैं, जिन्होंने 370 लोगों की जान ली है।
किसी लेखक ने सही कहा कि भारत 2 भागों में बटा हुआ है, एक जो फ्लाईओवर के ऊपर से जाता है और दूसरा जो फ्लाईओवर के नीचे रहता है। अब बात प्रशासन पर कि इन दोनों भारतों के बीच में जो दूरी है वो कम करेंगे या ज़्यादा। मैं ईशान, चितकारा न्यूज़ के लिए कैमरामैन अफजल के साथ।
Thank you so much. That's all for today's bulletin. Keep watching Chitkara News.